welcome back.
We got 10 players.
For the third and hopefully final time here on the Intel Challenge. For this matchup, it's been so long awaited.
For Group A,
yeah.
For Group we still have Group B. Like, woo!
We're halfway through the day. Almost an hour off halfway through the day. We've got Dignitas versus Vexed for you, a very important matchup. Loser of this going to be going home to join iSports. Winner of this going to be joining Secret in the semi-finals tomorrow on the stage here in the Expo in Katowice. Tom, it's on Cobble. It's a best of one. It's Dignitas versus Vexed. We've done our analysis.
We have said everything.
For those who just tuned in, clarify your
thoughts.
Let's
do it again. I am backing Vexed. Even with the map, I'm still going to stick with it. Because I've learned in the past that I would rather stick with my prediction and be wrong than switch and then be wrong. Because that is so much worse. Because then not only were you right originally, but then you're also still wrong. Yeah. But that's the thing I'm going to go for. I genuinely think that Vexed, obviously they must feel confident in this map. They had the choice between Overpass and Cobblestone. They decided Cobblestone. Even though Dignitas managed to do very, very well previously, I think you have to take into consideration that the other people to play against iSports destroyed them 16-1. So even though they got 8 rounds, you have to say that probably iSports went in very, very demoralized. I think you would be. And then they went and they got 8 rounds. It wasn't anything impressive, it has to be said, but I haven't seen anything too much. And if they can shut down Rain, then it looks like the game is over. I didn't really see too much else from them. It was big performance from her.
They've got to watch out for Emelite with the P90 though. Very dangerous in the previous
Emelite
map.
with the P90.
Tom's favourite weapon.
I prefer the PP Bison.
Yeah, that's a more versatile
gun. It has more bullets, so it must be better. It's best gun in the game is actually the M249.
Yeah, well done. But anyway, we're going to be... No, actually, the Negev has more ammo, 150 as opposed to 125. But anyway, we're going into the game in just a second, guys.
I don't use either.
No, neither. I've just got that knowledge. But it's really hard because we can just kind of reiterate all our analysis and go over map pools and everything like we have been doing. But we've done this already twice. We've done...
I think the one thing we haven't actually touched on is when... I don't know if they changed it for Cobblestone because I missed most of the match, but did they actually pick up the AWP on the CT side?
No, they didn't pick it up on the T or CT side at all, literally never.
Because that's where I actually think that this team does have a bit of a weakness. Because obviously we've been highlighting Anna quite a lot as the AWP for the team. I do think Cobble can be a very difficult map to AWP on. It depends the way you play. You can either have the A site solo hold, that's probably one of the more common ones where you just have your AWPer tanking the A site, or you play sort of aggressive onto plat, statue, chicken coop. But all of those positions are very, very easy to isolate. Yeah, I've realized the screen, they've just zoomed in on someone's face, which is terrifying. But it's just one of those things where it's you play aggressive, you can get naded out very, very quickly. Chicken coop, you can get forced to have chicken coop by one nade. Stop laughing at the face.
I can't. We've had too many delays, man. I'm excited.
I'm actually trying to do some legitimate analysis.
Carry on, because I've got things to add.
And then statue as well. If you have the sort of wall of smokes, we've seen teams use that quite well against an AWP player. You just put the wall down, and then there's nobody there. Who is doing production? Because I'm going to come down there.
See, no one on stream can see this.
This is zooming in on a chicken. That is what's currently going on. All the players are in the server, so I am hoping we will get underway relatively shortly.
Okay, so more on the okay, we got confirmation for starting shortly. More on the AWP as well.
From the people who are trolling us.
Yeah. More on the AWP as well. At least in the previous map, we saw Kath very, very good with the AK in terms of shutting down the AWP that we saw on iSports. Obviously, it was kind of a mismatch as we've gone over 4 times anyway. Yeah. But we saw Candy. Candy picked up the AWP quite a few rounds in the previous map. They actually had a double AWP, Nopka and Candy both picking them up on iSports. And Candy was doing very good work with it. She got a couple of 3 or 4K rounds. I think she shot an ace at one point as well. And now watching Kath just shut her down, despite proving that she's a very impressive player, going into this one. There's a chance, while Anna is a great AWPer, Kath could be able to shut that down again. Again, it is very dependent on the positions played, but it'd be interesting to see how Anna plays this map, because as you were saying earlier in their previous matchup, someone that was very hyped up to us, at least by their manager, and I was kind of thinking you're just saying that, right? Because you're the manager. Why wouldn't you say that? And then he was right. He was very much right.
So far, so good. The fact is, it will all mean nothing if they go out of this map. It has to be said, no one remembers the people who don't make it through to the playoffs. That's always going to be the way. Obviously, it's sort of our job to remember. But everyone else will be going, yep, no, I remember the final. I remember sort of the semi-finals, yeah, where Secret were in there, and obviously whoever gets through later. Yeah, I remember that. The groups. No, well, those were just the people who lost to Secret, right?
Yeah, and that's especially depressing considering this is Dignitas, a team that was just picked up from obviously the selfless
Well, I think
org.
either way you look at this, whoever goes out, something like they're gonna be feeling down afterwards.
No,
so.
well, yes, feeling down for Vexed considering they had a really good shot after their first match, but you got to take into account as well, Vexed, a team that hasn't really had any international success, and you go up against a team that, at least myself coming into this event, on paper, I was expecting a Secret Dignitas final, right?
Yeah, but there's the other angle of it is just the veto as well, because you've got to take into account if you choose Cobble and that knocks you out of the tournament after you beat this team on Overpass,
and you got the choice to pick Overpass,
and you get the choice, they're not going to be feeling good after. So I think whoever goes out in this situation is going to probably be hurting, because this is a great opportunity to get to a semi-final. Like it's an easy way through. It's 2 map wins. That's all you need. It's rewarding and unforgiving. That's the way you have to look at this bracket. Like you lose 2, you're out. You win 2, you're through. Like it's brutal, and it's all best of 1. So it's not one of those situations where you're looking at it and going, oh yeah, no, at least they get a few chances. Like you look at the sort of other side of things, IEM. It's like you play 5 matches, and if you lose 3, you're out. Like it's a little bit more forgiving. Still pretty brutal either way. Obviously, we've seen matchups between like VP and SK.
But at least you have all those overtimes if you have the same map wins and stuff.
Yeah,
so, Tom, we've got some good news. We're going live. The players have readied up on the server. We're going to be going into the knife round, guys. Finally, we are here. It's been a long overdue.
Wait, is that technical? No, I'm joking.
We've had power outages. We've had PC crashes. We've had Tom wearing his jacket because he's cold. We've had lots of things.
I'm still cold.
Yeah, you're still cold.
Hopefully this game, the excitement of this game will
the
warm me up.
adrenaline.
Yeah, the pure adrenaline. Let's hope it's a good game. I really
Watch
do.
it be a 16-0 now.
If this is a 16-0, I'm probably going to cry.
Yeah.
But at least we'll have Group B to dry the tears away. Obviously, that first game, I'm actually really excited for, to see what levels CLG Red are going to be onto, and also Expert coming into this, someone who I think is like the dark horse of this tournament. So I'm very excited for that one. I don't get to cast it.
I thought this group would be far more clear-cut, though, obviously, with just
I thought Dignitas were going to be on top.
This is being surprising as well. But yeah, I definitely say Group B has got more kind of unknown teams, whereas this one, while Vexed have done well, I wouldn't quite say that they are as unknown, for example, say as Expert LDLC, who are so inconsistent, it's really hard to kind of get a grasp on, are these guys going to be able to get to the finals? Are they going to go out in groups? Like Silhouette, who are they? We've never seen them play.
It's like LDLC in the last tournament as well, got into the semi-finals because they won their group on round difference versus the other teams.
Exactly.
Everybody had 9 points. Like that was like a way, yes, they got their invite probably slightly based off of that. But either way, like we are going to have Harry and Risk going through that with you in a moment. But first, we have another best of 1. We're finally in. It's the pistol, and I'm gonna give it to Hugo because I feel like he's earned it.
I'm so excited. Dignitas T side is going to be a fast B play so far. Rain's pushed herself up. The player who was performing quite phenomenally in the previous map also on Cobble, so a chance for her to prove
Raining
again.
down Terror.
Indeed. Elite, though, going to be falling straight away. It's going to be Monkey to take it down as we see this push into the B site here from Dignitas. Already a man or player down at least, but they've done a dink onto Anna, so she's down to 4 HP. These players on the CT side forced out of the site, setting himself up for a retake as the bomb is planted. And now as they start to move in, they have got a kit, so a bit of timing back in their favour.
Julie will be able to trade. Anna finally dispatched of, even with 4 HP. As you said, they've got the kit, they do have the flank on, but they still have to make their move relatively soon. Not taking their time with this one. Kath is going to be able to pick up one more, bringing it back to the 3 versus 3. Rain eventually isolated, but it is just going to be Kath doing all the damage at this moment in time, bringing it back to a 2 versus 2. And, well, Marion still looking for it, but the bomb is just ticking away, and Kath's just going to clean up all the remaining kills. 4 kills in the pistol.
Exactly the
Happy
kind of
with it
pistol,
as well.
yeah, the exact kind of pistol round I was hoping for, a close one, not a stomp. Dignitas are going to take it away, though. So good stuff on the opener there, but Vexed obviously going to be investing up into this round. It'll be interesting to see how Anna goes for the investment. No, she plays it safe. I like this. Just a PT50, that's going to allow her to save for the AWP in their upcoming buy round, and that's obviously very important. She was hugely influential in their first game today, so now seeing her pick that, or at least save for that AWP is going to be great. Judah boosted up already into that drop down. She's actually going to be in a really good position here. Team Dignitas, they've obviously got the SMGs in, they've got the MP7, who needs a UMP meta, and a nice position from Jula. She actually gets a headshot onto Gooseberry. That's a gun dropped out of the hands, only an MP7, albeit, but still a player taken down from the roster of Dig.
Yeah, nice start. It is just a trade early on. We've seen Kitty Cat go down on the other side. Back of the site is actually gonna be Zoniq. I've got to remember the actual pronunciation of that name. Thank you to James Bardoff for that. But we are going to have the push coming in now. Will they actually check the site? She is going to peek out, but just going to fade back into position. Doesn't really need to give anything away. We are going to see Julia pick up that MP7, but let's see if they check. They do, but it doesn't matter. Close range bomb going to be dropped into the corner. This is not a good scenario, but we are going to see Artstar be able to trade things back. Still going to be this 2 versus 2. Bomb yet to be planted. 45 seconds left on the clock, so no problem with time. It's just going to be about this position. Rain just trying to hold them back, stop them from being able to get on towards her teammate. Again, still, the bomb has not been planted, but Julia going to be struggling to get back in. Does actually manage to sneak past. I'm just going to wait for Artstar to actually walk back round. Now, surely they shouldn't expect her to be this far forward. That's the only problem. Rain is going to be holding the angle, but she's actually going to sneak round, take a different shot, but it doesn't matter. Snap from Rain, takes the head clean off, and she's actually going to get quite a few kills herself in that round.
Yeah, Jula, though, it seemed like she knew where she was after that kill onto, or at least the damage onto the teammate pushing up towards the balcony. So very unlucky she's just going to miss out on that kill, sneaking around the corner into the headshot. But a 2-0 from Dignitas. They're going to get it fairly cleanly as well, saving 2 players into the next round. And now we see just the full eco. No investment here apart from a PT50 in the name of Vexed. And we're going to see Jula pick that up as well. So nothing special here. We're going to be expecting a bit of a mow down. We've actually got a B stack, which could be something to change up the pace as these T's going to run right in there. Nice stuff from Artstar. 2 quick kills. That's already the gun paid for and more. Is the rest of her team going to be able to support her, taking down all these players on the site? Zoniq gets herself 1, but it's not going to be too much of a loss here for Team Dignitas, as they will be able to just wipe the slate clean that round. 3-0. Quick stuff. Buy round coming up, and Anna, she's got the cash for the Orbital.
I wonder if Zoni is related to Ben.
That's a horrible joke. That took me a second. That's a horrible joke. Thank you. That's a... Wow. I don't like that. Boom. But AWP is up here.
The look on your face as well as you tried to work it out. AWP for Anna. Not actually going to go for the mid spot. We're not going to see just aggressive pushing towards the B side. Artstar going to be leading the charge. And actually, they have thrown in a bit of a wall of smoke, leaving a little bit of a gap, but Marion will be able to get taken down through it. Kitty still on the site, trying to do something here, but can't actually spot anybody out. These smokes are just blocking her off at this point in time. Few nades going to be expended to stop them getting back in. Obviously, they do have to be a little bit careful trying to retake this site, but there we go. Kitty going to find one back, and leaving it into a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, they got to hurry up and get on this retake though, because they only have 1 kit, and that's on Jula. But look at this position. Zoniq pushed all the way up. Artstar going to get caught out. Quick kill there. And Malik takes down another at the same time, and it's just trades back and forth. The AWP still in the hands of Anna, but Jula is coming in from the plateau. She misses a crucial shot, and Emily, she's going to be able to back off, but no, she goes in for more, and she'll be able to get away with it as well. 4 rounds, for Team Dignitas as they secure the first buy round of the half. Vexed, they are going to be down on the eco, and what a way to start it for the North American side.
Yeah, they're building up a lot of money as well. That's the big thing. They're going to go with that MAC-10 once again onto Kath. An SMG I can get behind in these sort of situations. I'm not a huge fan of the P90, I'm going to be honest. It's not...
And you don't even get the kill.
It's not even fun. Like, it's just bad. It's just not a good SMG, but each to their own, I suppose. Everybody has their favorites. Mine actually come from a different category called Heavy. But either way, we are just going to see this MAC-10 running in, going for this split towards the A site. Kath going to be trying to get in behind at the moment, but they haven't really spotted out the players that are there. They've ran past absolutely everybody. Anna will, however, be the first to fall, but it's taken a while.
Yeah, bombs down as well. That's got to be the round pretty much secured now for Dignitas. There's just nothing left on the side of Vex to get back into this round. Exit should be the prime way to play this, but I doubt Team Dignitas will be sending anyone to chase down these players, apart from Kath, who obviously wants to just mop up that anti-eco money. And that'd be a nice way of seeing this, obviously. If Team Dignitas just hold onto their guns, right, and just make Kath chase, that's perfect. There's no point to lose an AK here up against P250s. I like the way they're playing it very safely so far. Kath is putting pressure onto Forcey's players still outside of the site, and she will go go down eventually, but it's going to be a small loss here. Goose Breeder trades, eventually sheeples, but at the end of the day, no rifles will be secure for Vex, as we can just see. Rain was holding onto the middle area, so they couldn't even push out and grab an AK. But they're actually going to run right back in as the bomb goes off, and that's good. Mac 10 AK grab, that's crucial. A great grab there from Vex, but still, it's going to be Dignitas to take the upper half.
Yeah, already a 5-0 lead. Obviously, I am expecting some fairly heavy T-side halves because this is a map that's very hard to defend as it is. And I'm just wondering how this is actually going to go for either of the teams. Now, interestingly, we didn't see a double AWP at all from Vexed on either of the maps that they played previously. Like, we didn't see it on Mirage, we didn't see it on Overpass, but they put one in here. So Marion's actually going to be on that secondary AWP. Now, it's going to be an aggressive push once again from Rain, just straight out over towards his B side, and they haven't even realized. They have absolutely no idea. Now, the smokes are just going to be this sort of fake at the moment as she just runs around in the site. They have like 4 players towards mid and drop at the moment. This is a really weird positional round coming out from Vex at the moment. They have 1 player on the site. Interestingly, not the AWPer for the team, or either AWPer. It's actually going to be Zonicue, and I'm really confused. Like, they've set Rain up on the B site as almost a fake with all the nades, but then they haven't actually pushed A.
But once Rain gets a pick right, they're not going to push until Rain peaks. So Rain will get a pick or at least expose a position. Then we'll see Vex rotate back towards his B site, and then they can hit A. Although that being said, this is crucial. Rain, she spots a barrel. There's the headshot. Marion goes down. And now these players are going to start to funnel out onto the B site, but at least Vex have the right setup to deal with this. It's Kitty to get another one. Jula, she lands one onto the drop-down area, and now a 4v3. Team Dignitas, they could have hit the A site, but they were none the wiser. And now they're walking into a fully stacked one. The rotations are still yet to come in, but it's Artstar to take the first kill. Lee's going to equalize things back on, but Anna's not done yet, and neither is Jula. More and more damage just piled onto the side of Team Dignitas, but at least the bomb is down.
This gives them an opportunity. Both these players have started relatively strong, so maybe there is still a chance. Only a flashbang left onto Zonicue to actually look for this retake. They do have a couple of kits in play. Kath will peek out. It's actually going to be Anna to take the frag, but quickly Artstar is able to trade that back, looks for another, and Julia is just going to take her head clean off, getting them that first round on the board. And I actually think that they overthought that.
Yeah, definitely. After Rain pushed all the way up, I do understand why they pulled the rotation back towards B, but the fact that Rain was so pushed up, she should at least gone for a fight, tried to find a pick, and if she did expose herself, we'd likely see Vex force another one of their players, specifically Anna, who is playing in towards Connector, back towards that B site, which meant A would have just had Zonicue on. Could have been a great setup.
The other thing you could say there is as well, if she's on B, you know that all of the positions on B, other than drop and the door, are clear.
Yeah.
So she didn't even need to get a kill. Just go B. It was just a really weird way to... Yes, they can hold the cross, but if you have one smoke, you can just block off any cross position.
I like this.
Just like they've done here. They've just run straight into the site again. This is a really loose hold. Marion straight through the gap in the smoke. Will, however, be able to pick things up. I'm not really liking this defensive setup at the moment from Vex. They're giving away too much control. But if they can retake it, then there's absolutely no problem, except for the money that they're constantly giving over. Julia will push him, manages 1. Kath is there to trade and actually gets 2. Anna bringing things back. And look at the HP at the moment on the remaining players. 27 between them and an awful lot to do. Kath is actually going to be able to pick up one more and another. Onto 4 kills, leaving it onto just Anna to try and bring this one back. Clearly not knowing that the remaining players are low. She's going to go with that 5-7. Switches things out, the bomb ticking very, very quickly. Has a kit, but Kath was the ace. Getting all of the players in that round. Gets 4 in the pistol. And then gets 5 in round number 7.
That is just phenomenal. That is absolutely crazy. Kath, with limited health as well, just removes every single person from the equation. But Team Dignitas, not only that, they're going to reset the economy of Vex, Tom. And that's the thing, I love that. Especially when you see a team get a streak, right? 5 rounds in, lose a round, you want to reset. And the best way to do that is fast charge a site, right? No one's going to expect it. And they do it perfectly. Even though losing the first player to Marion through the smoke, they make it work. And now...
I think I found the problem for Vex, though.
It's the map.
Yeah, they pick Cobble.
They pick Cobble. If they lose out, I'm going to be triggered. I'm going to be so triggered. But Anna doesn't want to let that happen.
Yeah, we are going to see her attempt, but it's actually going to be the P90 to take her down. I am intrigued by the fact that that's in play, because it actually has the same like money reward as an AK. It's a really weird weapon to actually pull in, because it really doesn't give you very much of a bonus whatsoever. It's $300, and that's it.
Yeah, and it costs almost the same amount, right? So even, understandably, UMP gives more money, but even if it only gave the $300 bonus, you still buy it because it's half the price, less than half the price of an AK. So it's ridiculously cheap. But we're going to see a pause called in from Vex, and I definitely agree with that at this point,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, let's hope, considering they should have just picked overpass.
I've got a good thing for them. What they should do is put someone on B.
Yeah, no, we can actually.
It has to be like it's not even like a ridiculously complicated thing. At the moment, they have lost. Even in the round they won, they had no one on B, no one on plat, no one chicken coop, no one. Like I sort of made the reference to the positions of where the AWP could play. There was never ever going to be a strategy that I would make up that would have 2 AWPs, and neither of them were like they had 4 players by drop.
Yeah,
that's never a strategy.
It's not good.
Stack drop.
Well, Max 7s maybe, you never know. But no, giving up too much control when Team Dignitas get in sight.
And on B as well. Like most top teams, or most any teams, will play at least 3 people on B. If you include drop in that sort of position.
And even if you get smoked off, right, you see that wall of smoke come down, you couldn't easily sit on the other end of it, wait for it to dissipate.
Or just stay, like on the statue.
Sit
just
at rock.
Like the second they go to plant, as long as you have your sound on, you know where it's going to be. Like, roughly.
Now they've got a buy, maybe on that B site, chuck a molly down straight away to deny a push. That'll allow you to either take control over towards the stairs or go towards a chicken coop, something like that. Get yourself in position so you aren't going to be flushed out by smokes. Because as you said, the passive positions, as soon as the smoke come down, they just back off, right? But the fact of the matter is they're playing passive anyway. They shouldn't be playing for retake every single round on a really hard site to retake in and of itself, right? Especially when you don't have that
versus
aggro
5.
flank.
Versus 5. Like even when they get the pick, it's versus 4, and it's just. And the thing is, there's so many like very passive positions you can take over B. As long as you have control of plat, you can literally fall back around the corner. Like for the case at the moment, like Kath obviously was just going very aggressive and taking all of the jewels and winning, but that should never happen. And well, again, this time they double flash.
Yeah.
Already taking more control than we've seen previously. Triple flash, just going to be slowing down any of these pushes. They are going to fall back over towards Chicken Coop. The problem is, in the meantime, they've sent an aggressive push from Zoniq over towards A. So they've tried to counter this B push, but it hasn't worked. No. The A aggression hasn't paid off. Even still, we're going to see Rain manage to take the kill onto the site, but now there's only one person over towards the A side, but they are winning some individual duels. It's going to have to come down to Anna. Manages to get one. Does a lot of damage onto Kath, back to a 2 versus 2. So she's made this possible for her team. Bomb actually going to be going down, and Kath is looking to try and catch anybody out on the rotation.
But I love the way they Dignitas play that, right? Because they know the Vex are going to expect another B play, so they fake it. It's perfect. Completely get themselves a free bomb plant. So even in the case they lose out of this round, they've still got the money extra. But Artstar peeking out wide. Nice kill onto Kitty Cat, but she's still got one low teammate, and that's Kath. Goes down. It's going to be Jula to pick her up, still pushing in towards the site. Has a kit to play with, but not the HP. And look at that elevated position here from Artstar, spraying away. She'll actually get the advantage. Takes it for Dignitas. 8-1. This is the most dominant performance we've seen since Secret versus iSports. What is happening?
It's that sort of that classic Star Wars quote. Do not challenge me, I have the high ground. I've probably butchered that completely. And that's a shame, because I am actually a big Star Wars fan. But it is true. Like, you don't challenge when they have the high ground. Mainly when you're fighting with swords. But
guns work.
It worked in that situation, so it's fine. Mac 10 back in play. Don't have enough money on the Dignitas side. They're just going to be farming up a little bit more. And actually with a weapon that will make some money for them as well. This time we actually do have 3 players over towards this B site, but they are being decimated at the moment.
Oh, wow. Nice shot.
Julia actually does manage to bring one back. Only going to be able to retrieve a Mac 10. So the value will be if she can get a kill with it, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, the weapon itself, not particularly good. And now we are going to see them attempting to push back into the site. Kath taking a little bit of early damage, but not anything too crazy. Well, really, they've just got to play passively. They know that they're up against pistols. The range battle is very much in their favor. And, well, was that through the wall?
I think so. Might have been through the corner.
Didn't even know you. Oh yeah, I suppose through the corner.
You can't wallbang.
I was about to say that would just be.
With an AWP you can, but
it
doesn't do a lot of damage. Either way, 9-1 now. Dignitas really seem revitalized after their win earlier against iSports on this same map. So confidence.
My choice at the moment, is looking good. I'm feeling confident.
At this point, it's just Vex not making
Come on,
the
Anna.
pass, right? The overconfidence here. Anna's got to step up.
Well, clearly maybe they just thought they were a little bit better at this map than they actually are. Or the second veto that we got was actually correct, because I have seen 2 different vetoes now, so maybe it was actually a choice for Dig, but
yeah,
and they chose sense between Inferno. Then it would make, but either way, they still banned Overpass, so look at it the way you will. Oh, Zoniq in a decent position, but doesn't get very much done. Anna going to be alone on the site and stuck between targets at the moment. Goes for Kath. Unfortunately, that was the low player. Didn't really benefit them too much at all. And Rain is very quick to trade. And now the remaining players, is this worth challenging? That's the big question.
Probably not, unless Kitty Cat can get a quick pick here down in middle. She's not going to check the angle. Oh no, they're going to let her pass. Still, eventually taken down from Goose Breeder, and now the man advantage only extended. Double here for Team Dignitas as they have a 4-on-2, and Vexed, rightly so, going to be running for the hills, throwing in the towel and holding onto the guns. At this point, though, 10-1 for Dignitas. While I definitely agree with this save, right, in the 4v2, you've got to look at it. If Vex keeps saving, if they keep giving up control, it's eventually going to come back, and Dignitas is just going to keep winning rounds, right? And Vex is never going to get their foot in the door this half, and you need that buffer. Even if they don't get a strong half, if they get maybe an 11-4, 12-3, something like that, they have a buffer. They have something to play with if they lose a pistol. But right now, they lose a pistol and it's a 14-1, you lose the game, you get nothing. So they need to both hold on to these guns, which it seems like they will do so effectively. But going into the next round, still, Bai's going to be on the edge. They won't be able to afford nades on both Jular and Marion, as they're going to likely drop rifles into this one. But we will have a couple of players on nades, which is some small victory.
Yeah, and Kitty actually going to be able to drop a rifle over towards Anna as well. So they will have full rifles on the board. Famats in play, but not too much of a problem there. By the looks of it, we're about to see some more aggressive B takes. Marion already going to be blind, attempting to play up close and personal, and it will be working out. Going for the double, not quite able to, but Goose Breeder will just be there to help her out a little bit. Hands over that second. Look at the amount of damage that's been done to the 2 players on the site. Unfortunately, it's a little bit worse for Dig at this point. They've lost 4 of their 5 players. Artstar, can you make this one costly? That's the question.
Yeah, Anna's so low, and she's going to be peeking a little bit, giving away some more information, but nothing too valuable here to the side of Dignitas. A counter boost coming up over towards that drop down. If they can land it, Jular's going to be on the flank, but Artstar's just now holding for Vex to peek, and Vex just can't afford to do that, right? They need to hold on to every gun they can. They want that orb. They want as many rifles as they can take into the next round, but Anna's on the middle of the site, very exposed here. 4 HP left on the girl, and Artstar's just still holding. But you can see the flank, slowly but surely, going to make its way around. There we go, Jular peeks, and there's the kill. It's going to be Vex picking up another round on the board. They double it, Tom. They beat iSports versus Secret. And now we see Dignitas again with another chance to reset.
Yeah, and their money's still looking very strong, even post-buy, so it is going to be a challenging one. Doesn't look like we'll have an AWP unless one has been picked up, and I didn't see it. Nope, and I'm not going to have an AWP. Although, to be fair, she is pretty versatile. We've seen her rifle relatively well also, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Still going to go for the aggressive B. Just because it fails once doesn't mean that you shouldn't continue to challenge. There we go, Molotov's actually going to be completely forcing Marion out of position. We'll be holding a little bit more of a passive spot this time. Was very aggressive in the previous, and actually Kath is going to win the duel. Again, trades coming in. Kath so hyped up at this moment. She's actually going to shoot her own teammate, but it doesn't matter. They've completely got the B side once again. They went for an aggressive push over towards A early on. Ooh, peek comes out a little bit risky from the T players, but they are trying to grab information. Anna looking to try and get back into drop. A little bit off with the jump timing, and that's going to sort of just give away this round. And again, they're in a position where it's like the likelihood of them retaking is slim to none. And the problem I have is every time they do it, they're in a 3 versus 4. They'll send one player in, that player will die, and then they'll try and save. And it's like, well, at that point, the save is worthless. And it's becoming more and more worthless by the second as these remaining players will be hunted. And although it will take 2 deaths over on that T side, it doesn't matter because they have wiped Vex out.
Yeah, money is not an issue at this point for the North Americans. They have so much cash. So Bai going to be coming out still. And again, Team Dignitas doing what they've really been doing all day, not going for this AWP at all. Typically in the Stomp kind of maps, I don't really get surprised by the lack of AWP pulled in. But the fact that Team Dignitas aren't pulling up an AWP at all in any of the games, it has been a bit of a bit of a negative.
On T side Cobble, I think the reason you have an AWP in play is to catch people peeking, and the problem is that Vex can't peek because they're already there. Like, you
Dignitas
can't
are on
peek
the site
somebody
before
if they are
Vexed.
there. Yeah, so it's like, or you're setting up that AWP onto plat, which they're not doing. They're just taking B most of the
I don't
time.
think
So
they need the AWP.
yeah, that's pretty much it. They've got absolutely no reason to bring an AWP into play because there's just no point.
No. But Vexed
If
really
it ain't broke.
don't fix it. Vexed really don't have any money to go with in this round, though. They've got to force it up after that reset and after saving their players as well. So that hunt came down. Got an Elite set up with the P90. See, for those who aren't aware of Elite, may think it's a bit of a meme gun, but nope, she actually uses this even in close matches. And Team
I wouldn't call it
Dignitas-
a meme gun. I call it a bad gun.
Yeah, that's the implication, you know. I call it an interesting gun. That's my favourite word for it. But Team Dignitas going to be sending the bomb back towards middle here. They've not had too much, effectiveness on the A site. More so, just been going for these fast speed plays. And I think this is what they're setting up for, Tom. Once again, 2 players push out fast towards plat or drop down. It will, force a rotation from Vex as we see so many fast speed pushes, and maybe the split up towards A with a bomb. But it's actually going to be the smokes going down the A side. So the pressure now is on for these 2 players to drop down to split into the connector. Take down the players like Anna. This game's broken. Kitty Cat gets the first defending kill. Goose Breeder will trade, but Anna, she needs to still stay alive here. She needs to allow her team back in. As Kath, she gets another entry onto the site. It's a 2v2. These are the best odds Vex have had all day. But Team Dignitas, they should be getting the bomb down.
Please drop the P90. Going for a close range battle, I guess. Still not going to have the advantage in that battle. Emily looking to go and peek out, but it will be Kath to actually pick up one. Now we're going to see the 1 versus 1, the P90 versus the AK, which will come out on top. I'm sort of praying it's the AK just for my sanity, but actually looking like the P90 may just be able to do the work, spraying away, still just trying to connect one of these last few bullets, and Marion just going to be waiting up close, and the P90, to my dismay, will win the round.
I can't wait to find out after this game if Vexed were the one to pick Cobble. Like, because the only reason I trust in the veto process, right? I believe it's real, but the only reason that's making me question it is the fact that Vexed had the choice between Overpass and Cobble, and they supposedly picked Cobble.
Well,
and if that is true,
the thing
I have
is,
no
like, in the
sympathy.
veto that is in the chat, it says that they had the final choice.
I will try. And
On the veto that was on the screen, it made it look like they didn't. So either way, they banned Overpass. So either way, like, that's where things went. Nice boost, though. They've done this before. They'll do it again. That is going to be the shot. And we're going to have Sonic U, who, although her name is a little bit more complicated to say now, has got Mag 7, so I'm already a big fan. We'll see how that actually pays off. No armor, so risky, like, super weapon. Like, got the powerful weapon, but
at this point, it's risk or reward play, though, right? You've got to go for something spicy, something to switch
Yeah,
up the
well,
pace.
yeah. Normally you go for shotguns if you need the money, though, or if you're playing somewhere very close range. Now, she's actually playing
A-long.
over towards A-long. Now, it is a close angle, but that is a risky spot to play with a Mag 7. We'll see if it pays off. It doesn't look like they're going to go this way because, surprisingly, Dignitas are very, very happy to go towards the site. But can we get the spray? Julie manages to get one, but also she's stopping them. And in the meantime, we've got Kitty with the Deeg doing quite a lot of damage. Artstar, however, brings back 3 to bring it back to a 1 versus 1. Now, Mag 7's going to be useless at this sort of range. However, Anna is going to be pushing with the 5-7. Getting close and personal, and that's the timing she needed. Manages to get herself at least 1 more round and her team. But the problem is they are 12-3 down. It's pistol or bust.
Yeah. Nice reaction there from Anna just to push up. She waits for the fake plant. Here's it goes down. Here's a reload. Boom. That's a perfect timing to peek. Nice sound cue there. So we're going to be going into the pistol in just a second, obviously, and that's going to be a really, really interesting one, obviously. So, as you said, pistol or bust. If Vex don't pick it up, I'm not expecting them to do anything here.
They can't. They'd have to win the anti-eco. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, they're fighting back from if the rounds are won, which is a lot rarer, it has to be said, because of the power of the pistol. But they'll be fighting back from 15-3. Now, the likelihood is, if that scenario happens, they will just force bite till the end of the game. And to be honest, I don't blame them. To try and fight back 12 rounds, you literally have to have the craziest mentality in the world to say, okay, we are just going to play calm and just push back into this one. Either way, pistol is up and coming. We have got Anna with the raid boss. This has been relatively successful so far. Artstar with the kit. Everybody else got some Kevlar, other than Kitty, who's just sat with that smoke after dropping the tech.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anyone more deserving to give that Tech 9 to. Anna has been performing phenomenally today. Apparently only 17 years old, and definitely a player to watch out for in this lineup.
Same age as you, right?
Ha 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 ha, you're edgy. Vexed up
Or older.
Vexed up towards A long. Team Dignitas are going to be playing a AAA, which is actually an interesting setup as well. Switching things up. I mean, they have the rounds to play with it, right? They can go for something like this. It's a risky play, but with Vex not pushing onto a fast B, going for this AAA setup does make sense. It's Goose Breeder. She's going to spot out this first player. Actually getting a bit aggressive, a bit too big for her boots, maybe. As Anna does have a Tech 9, I know which I'm putting my money on, but Goose Breeder spots out, runs back, and gets a headshot.
You just lost your money.
And that's the Tech 9 down and out. They need to pick that one back up, but Kitty Cat's too far away to trade. Goose Breeder's waiting, but a teammate does get dropped as Zonny Q pushes back into the middle area to take down Emily, rotating in through the connector. There's still 2 more players on the site, and a third joining them towards balcony. Art starts taking off some tags, but not connecting the headshot. That's crucial. It's going to allow for her teammate to die, and Kath only gets 1 before her teammate gets dropped, and now only 2 players remain for Dignitas. This is good for Vex. They just need to hold on to this one. 3 of them so low HP, and it's all on Rain.
Yeah, they are pretty low, however. It won't take very much to kill all of them, but not going to be the case. It will be a quick trade as Marion finishes off Rain, so the lifeline is there. The very, very, very far away light at that end of a very dark tunnel. But they have at least given themselves that lifeline. So we're going to see them buy back up. Obviously, the CT side may as well invest into this one. It is the CT side, unless they were saving to have a full utility buy. Wouldn't expect anything else, and they don't play with an AWPer. Yes, that buy is
Questionable.
risky. Well, that's just insanely risky. They are 4 rounds away from being knocked out of the tournament, and they're not going to buy a single rifle. I'm not a fan. Like, if it works, they've made themselves a lot of money. But the fact is, going into the next couple of rounds, they'll have to upgrade a lot of these anyway.
If it works and it's stupid, sorry, if it's stupid and it works, it's still stupid, is the saying. So yeah, risky buy. I mean, again, the benefits you get from it are great, but not really worth the risk. As we can see, Rain is in a great position here with a Deagle. Marion is going to be working her way down into the plateau, or at least to the long area. I think she spotted the side of Rain there. She's going to go for the peak. Oh, that's close. Rain just misses a shot. Does get the tag. She's going to have to back off after that one initial pick. And now, Vexed pushing the majority of their players up towards middle here. If basically Rain or Marion, sorry, can force a rotation by just putting pressure down the drop down or the B site, this could be perfect. But we can see close position from Emilite. And obviously one towards that swap van. It's going to be Kath with the scout, and that is dangerous. Again, no rifles up against this scout. They're only going to have SMGs. This long range may be prevailing for Kath as these players start to push up fast towards the A site. She will spot out one, just crossing. Nice quick pick. That's Zonny Q going down. Emilite as well gets one. Tom, it's falling apart here for the T's. Kath goes in for more. There's another tag onto Jula. Artstar goes with a Deagle. What's happening, Tom? Maybe an AK would have been a wise investment because Team Dignitas have just wiped the floor.
You don't say.
With Vexed.
Especially the strategy as well. Like, if you are going to go for full SMGs, rush B. Or rush drop. I do not agree with playing a slow A push when you have short-range weapons. It's insane. It's actually just insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've pretty much proven the risk-reward, and the reward is that they're now 3 rounds away and they have the weaker buy. But either way, we'll see if they can pull this one back. It is looking like the complete turnaround from what we've seen previously from Vex, but they're going to go for the aggressive push, challenging up against this thing called a rifle, and it is absolutely decimating them. 3 kills coming in from Goose Breeder, and there's absolutely no trade available at this point. Zonicue has to ace, otherwise we are going 14-4.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening. I'm just so upset with that previous round though with Kath with the scout. Not upset with Kath, but upset with Vex for not buying a rifle, because that scout was the only reason they lost it. They lost the first 2 picks to her. Either way, Zonny Q with the Tech 9. They are just so hungry for this kill. They're going to be chasing it down. And Rain, $600 in the bank, an MP7, and a bit of insult to add to the injury. It's Team Dignitas to find their way 10 rounds above. And Vexed now, after forcing up that round, are they going to just go for the double force, or are they going to eco for OT? It seems like they're going to invest very, very lightly. A flashbang on Marion, that could pop them into either drop, middle, an array of areas, a Tech 9 and a P250. That's all we see here for Vex. And at least they're playing diligently as we go into the last round. They're not forcing things up. They are just going for the safe play. I guess you can call it safe, but I mean, either way, playing for overtime is never safe, right?
Well, unless it's like very close, which this is not. This is this is all but done. It has to be said. I'm actually very disappointed from what I've seen, because the previous 2 were very impressive. This is actually Kath runs past, runs back to help Rain, and then already dealt with. Problem solved. Marion gonna go pushing in. Rain just gonna be cleaning things up with an MP7 that she didn't even have to buy. Over on the other side of things, the T's are looking a bit lost. They're just going to be sitting behind a smoke at the moment. Obviously got to try and push somewhere. They've got a Glock, P250 and a Tech 9 to try and get them something at least in this round. It's looking like the spray down will come in, although Emily will lose the life. Don't expect a second player in that position, and Artstar will be there to finish off. 15-4. This is the one buy we're going to see. And Rain again. Clearly this is her map. Rain, Kath has been very, very good. The ace was very impressive. It's looking like the whole team has just turned around from what we saw on that overpass game.
The one buy and the likely goodbye to Vexed.
Hey.
We see the org though from Team Dignitas. This is interesting. You very rarely see this. I mean, some players like to pick it up now and then. I think is it Zeus? Or am I thinking of the wrong person?
It's because Neo's done it a couple of times, but not in a while. And the reason for that is that it's not a particularly good gun.
No,
it's basic. It's the same. It's like it's just really an SG with no headshot. Like it is not one shot to the face. And also the like no scope spray is absolutely horrible. But we'll see. Maybe she can do something with it. Already finding the first kill, however, will be Kath. The aggression paying off, meaning that there's only 4 players to try and challenge this one back. This is looking nothing like the match we saw previously. Dignitas, I do think that they got their wake-up call.
Yeah, I think this is just a complete switch-up, right? I think I'm still on for Dignitas making it to the semi-finals and maybe the grand finals.
Well, semi-final, I think, is...
Yeah, sorry,
that's not that bold a prediction,
no,
Hugo.
One round
I'm going to be honest.
No, to the grand finals, because at this point, right, it just shows that they had a sloppy start, but they've realised, guys, we need to wake up, we need to start getting back into action.
Play Cobble.
And this is the Dignitas we know and love, because they are doing phenomenally well. As now Vexed, as you said, left on 4, 35 seconds on the clock. They've got to hit this B site. They've set all their players towards Plateau. And look, an extra rotation coming in with the aggressive push from Emulite with the P90. The rest of them know it on the B site. They don't check the close angle, and Goosebrood is going to benefit. 1 from her. Rain follows up with 2 as well. She's going in for more. She wants the last kill, but it's Anna to deny it. However, Artstar has the org there to close out. Who knows?
You have not said that ever, have you?
No, I've never
said... It's got the org to close
org.
this out.
No, okay. Whatever. Dignitas, they win 16-4. Tom, break that down for me.
Basically, don't play Cobble against Dignitas. It just seems to be the case. It's quite interesting now to think that this is the map that's been banned the most by Secret has actually been Cobble. So that's a little bit unfortunate for them if that comes up a little bit later. But I definitely think they look like a completely different team. I'm very much surprised. Didn't see anything that I was particularly impressed by on the other side of things. They made quite a few mistakes. And it looks like we are just going to jump, obviously, into some highlights while we talk over it. But yeah, like even just like early on, it wasn't really anything impressive. We saw like the pistol round, and like we're seeing the sort of later round positions. But you talk about that one round where they just brought up SMGs into a second. That was so risky. That's the sort of buy you do when you're up. Yeah. That's the sort of buy, or say it's the first pistol. Like you can go, okay, we want to go out, but most teams in the sort of modern game will at least buy 1 rifle, like or just buy UMPs. I'm MP7. No one has shown me as of yet why you should buy an MP7.
No. I mean, the current meta buy, right, is the double AK triple UMP, and sometimes even, as you said, 1 rifle and 4 UMPs, and that makes sense. And yeah, the thing is, it's not just one select team this event using the MP7.
There's quite a few.
Every team I've seen, almost every team. The only team I haven't seen pick up the MP7 is Secret and iSports. Both teams just went for very default meta buys. I saw a lot of UMPs from iSports as well.
We do have our bracket. This is Group A done and dusted, so our 2 qualified teams are actually the 2 teams we expected. Obviously, I think almost all of us after the first match were like, okay, maybe Vex are going to be the ones. They're going to be the ones to upset it, but clearly after they switched over to Cobble, it just didn't work out. Obviously, losing to Secret is not really too much of a detriment to them whatsoever. At least they've managed to now get themselves a win on LAN. That's something at least. And against Dig as well. But clearly there is a lot of work they still need to do. And defensively on Cobble's, their setups, I can't really give any props over to that at all.
To do some work on their vetoes.
If they ever have 4 players in drop ever again, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm just done, because it was 2 players in drop and 2 players outside and no one on B. It was just a really, really weird sort of round. I don't know what that was.
I would like to give it to Anna though, at least for having a great performance.
For a youngster coming in, I think definitely got a huge amount of potential. As still, like, she had a couple of good games. I think in that last one there wasn't really too much to go towards. But the problem is when you're an all-pro on the site and there's someone rushing B, it's very, very difficult to actually play. Like, you need support, you need the sort of counter nades. and you just need to be able to take control. And for honestly, I don't think at one point in that game I thought they had control of that B site. They retook it a couple of times, sure. Retakes, that may not be the problem, but you need to actually be able to control it, and that is a very difficult play. I have to admit, like, to sort of hold on to the B site, you have to practice it a hell of a lot. It's one of the most difficult sites to defend in the game. That's why you see so many players over towards it.
And it was so weird, especially after seeing them do so well against iSports, albeit a worse, not worse team, but a team a bit below their level, I guess you could say. They kind of dominated them, and then they go and just get absolutely smacked by Dignitas. I wouldn't go as far as saying an upset, because obviously Dignitas are the better team on paper, but as of the event so far, as of how we've seen the groups go, we both thought the Vexed were going to be the team to make it through to join Secret. But now Dignitas proving their worth, coming back after the first loss.
Well, that's the best way to be, if I'm honest. If you make your mistakes at the beginning and then get better through to the end, that's exactly how you want to be in a tournament. We always used to see Astralis winning groups. The major they won, they actually did terrible in groups. So if you can come through, maybe they can upset towards the end. But either way, that is it for Group A. But not it for today. We still got a whole nother group to go. This is 50% of all the Counter-Strike you get to see today, and that will be coming up after the break.